In the outside world, sailors tell stories of mythical creatures that lurk beneath the waves. These half-human, half-fish sea dwellers use their otherworldly appearances and affinity for singing to lure unfortunate souls to their watery graves. If you came across one on your voyage, it was often an omen of imminent doom. Most would have you believe that they're just that, myth. But here in the Sea of Thieves, the truth is laid bare. Since the ancient times, this race has called the Sea of Thieves home, creating an elaborate and sophisticated underwater civilization. The Mer communicated with each other through their song. This collective melody brought unity to their kind, telling of their history and beliefs. Much like the ancients, they found great interest in the magical properties of this land, as well as worshipping the terrors of the sea. While the Mer's song did not even remotely resemble human speech, the ancients and Merfolk created artifacts to help communicate amongst each other. These two peoples were often engaged in many meetings. Following the extinction of the ancients, the Merfolk were, as of our knowledge, the only sentient race in the Devil's Shroud. It was a time of great peace for their race. That was until the Magpie's Wing made its way through. During the events of the first novel, the pirate lord and his crew made great strides to establish a relationship between Mer and pirate. After saving a captured merman under what is presumed to be Mermaid's hideaway, an alliance was formed. They would not only help the pirate lord learn many of the curses of the sea, but would agree to help pirates thrown overboard back to their ships. While the merfolk of these waters wish to help lost sailors back to safer shores, there is a dark truth to their people: the Whispering Plague. After a pair of forbidden lovers dabbled with the forces of nature, this curse was rumored to be let loose by the sea itself. Robbing the merfolk of their song, any afflicted by this curse would lose all sight of who they once were, slowly warping their bodies and minds. Just one scratch and you're as good as gone. Just like the Mer, these exiled people established their own form of monarchy and society. They made home of large coral structures, propped up and held together with sunken shipwrecks and ancient architecture. You can find these emplacements all throughout the Sea of Thieves, even located on your ship's map. They are home to many ancient artifacts, puzzles, and even combat encounters. Sailors beware. If ye wish to search the sunken kingdom, keep someone on the surface as lookout. Best to not leave your ship unguarded, as these underwater areas can be a bit time-consuming. Sirens are not the only threats you'll face down here. By ensnaring unlucky sailors within mermaid statues, the Sirens have a loyal army of ocean crawlers at their command. These barnacle baddies are all that's left of these once pirates. With their own arsenal of weapons and forms of magic, it's safe to say the Sirens are not to be tangled with lightly. The pair of forsaken lovers that started this mess would be known as the Siren King and Queen. However, this new race was not well liked by many. The king, wanting to make peace with the ancients, had tried to reason with the ancient people on the surface, only to be chained, killed, and bound to a chest of sorrow. The king would wail in grief for all eternity, crying for his lost people and culture. The queen, enraged by this, set war onto the human race for all they had done. The war between Mer, Sirens, and Ancients was fierce. Although the Sirens were put to rest for thousands of years, we all know this is not the end of their story. The Silver Blade, formerly captained by Flameheart Jr., was dredged up back to the sea by Merfolk. A pirate by the name of Dimitri happened upon the ship, took it for himself and his crew, where they eventually found the chest of everlasting sorrow. The Sirens, believing their king had returned, awoke from their slumber. They scratched and tore away at the ship's hull, ripping it to shreds. They dragged it deep below the surface and were met with great disappointment. The king is dead. If you want to see my crew and I go in-depth with a big piece of the Sirens' history, check out the latest episodes of Adventure Calls, my podcast on my channel. This episode focuses on a piece of a pirate's life, so spoilers for that. The map may always be changing, but that isn't so bad when I'm right by your side to give you the rundown on things. Like this video if you did, it really helps out, and hey, why not subscribe? I'll always be here to keep you updated when new changes arrive. Thanks for watching this far, guys, and I'll see you on the seas.